The Dark Night of the Soul
by St. John of the Cross. Book 2, Chapter 9. How, although this night brings darkness to the spirit, it does so in order to illumine it and give it light. It now remains to be said that although this happy night brings darkness to the spirit, it does so only to give it light in everything, and that although it humbles it and makes it miserable, it does so only to exalt it and to raise it up. And although it impoverishes it and empties it of all natural affection and attachment, it does so only that it may enable it to stretch forward divinely, and thus to have fruition and experience of all things, both above and below, yet to preserve its unrestricted liberty of spirit in them all. For just as the elements, in order that they may have a part in all natural entities and compounds, must have no particular color, odor, or taste, so as to be able to combine with all tastes, odors, and colors, so must the spirit be simple, pure, and detached from all kinds of natural affection, whether actual or habitual, to the end that it may be able freely to share in the breadth of spirit of the divine wisdom, wherein, through its purity, it has experience of all the sweetness of all things in a certain preeminently excellent way. And without this purgation, it will be wholly unable to feel or experience the satisfaction of all this abundance of spiritual sweetness. For one single affection remaining in the spirit, or one particular thing to which, actually or habitually, it clings, suffices to hinder it from feeling, or experiencing, or communicating the delicacy and intimate sweetness of the spirit of love, which contains within itself all sweetness to a most eminent degree. For even as the children of Israel, solely because they retained one single affection and remembrance, namely with respect to the flesh pots and the meals which they had tasted in Egypt, could not relish the delicate bread of angels in the desert, which was the manna, which, as the divine Scripture says, held sweetness for every taste, and turned to the taste that each one desired. Even so, the spirit cannot succeed in enjoying the delights of the spirit of liberty, according to the desire of the will, if it be still affection to any desire, whether actual or habitual, or to particular objects of understanding, or to any other apprehension. The reason for this is that the affections, feelings, and apprehensions of the perfect spirit, being divine, are of another kind and of a very different order from those that are natural. They are preeminent, so that in order both actually and habitually to possess the one, it is needful to expel and annihilate the other, as with two contrary things which cannot exist together in one person. Therefore it is fitting and most necessary, if the soul is to pass to these great things, that this dark night of contemplation should first of all annihilate and undo it in its meannesses, bringing it into darkness, aridity, affliction, and emptiness. For the light which is to be given to it is a divine light of the highest kind, which transcends all natural light, and which by nature can find no place in the understanding. And thus it is fitting that if the understanding is to be united with that light and become divine in the state of perfection, it should first of all be purged and annihilated as to its natural light, and by means of this dark contemplation be brought actually into darkness. This darkness should continue for as long as is needful in order to expel and annihilate the habit which the soul has long since formed in its manner of understanding, and the divine light and illumination will then take its place. And thus, inasmuch as that power of understanding which it had aforetime is natural, it follows that the darkness which it here suffers is profound and horrible and most painful. For this darkness, being felt in the deepest substance of the soul, spirit, seems to be substantial darkness,